Zinedine Zidane is really putting his ears onto the ground of Manchester to see what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to really have as a decision on whether to keep Erik ten Hag or not. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. We are talking Zinedine Zidane, Fabrizio Romano in the mix, Nagelsmann in the mix, Petit, his former teammate at the French national team, is also in the mix to obviously say something about this. So this is Aradi. You can also call me Rock and David. Continue to smash the like button, comment and share. Today I've been caught up. I've gone ahead to come in late, but we'll try to obviously catch up onto the mix. You know that on Sunday we are playing in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Erik ten Hag is going to have to hold a press conference. Before I go to bed, I'm going to come here and really stream. As I talk to you in the morning, we'll be putting up what we call the match preview of this beautiful game of football that is going to be happening at Wembley Stadium on what we call it's really gonna be a Sunday. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims will come back from the mosque. Has been a Juma Kareem, and you guys have gonna hate to really say what you want to say to Allah. Now let's obviously go to Zinedine Zidane, and the story is coming in through from the side of L'Equipe from France. Remember, L'Equipe from France are really very credible. The last time he got linked to Man United, L'Equipe went ahead and said when they spoke to Erik ten Hag, so when they spoke to Zinedine Zidane, the answer was no, that he's not interested in the job of Manchester United. Now we come with Zinedine Zidane is keeping a close eye on the situation at Man United. He's itching and keen to return to being a coach. So when you hear L'Equipe coming in through and really putting that story out, just know it's pretty credible. Zinedine Zidane now feels like he wants to return to his coaching, and he is looking at Man United. And what is the word, or what are the words that you should really give a lot of attention to detail? A close eye on the situation. If at all is keeping a close eye on the situation, that really shows you that it's really something that Zinedine Zidane really needs to obviously see it comes in through. Then this is L'Equipe. Zinedine Zidane could prefer to manage Man United over Bayern Munich. That's what we've been told by L'Equipe, that Zinedine Zidane could obviously do the needful and really start to manage the club of Man United. Now, I tell you, what are the reasons that are going to obviously increase the appetite of Zinedine Zidane to obviously be one of those players to come in through and really try to do a job with Manchester United? I would like to really stand corrected, but it looks like United is now going to have to get in proper people that any manager would want to work under. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Dave Bresford, Joan Cloud. You get? So when you look at those three people, they could obviously attract anyone to come and work with at the club of Manchester United. When you look at Jean Claude, he's a very he's really a very reputable guy. And when you look at him, he's now the CEO of INEOS, and he is one of the people that are going to obviously work with the club of Juventus, PSG, and he's really reputable to obviously come in through and do the needful. And when you look at Joan Claude, he's a French general manager and former marketing executive for Paris Saint-Germain and CEO of Juventus, in the CEO of INEOS Sport right now. Now, he's French, and that means he can easily sit down Zinedine Zidane and tell him, please, we want to bring at the club of Man United, and if at all you feel like it's okay, you are welcome to come in here and really do the job. And when he was at Juventus, I think Zinedine Zidane had already gone ahead to obviously leave that side. And guess what? He's really one of those that have gone ahead to obviously coming through and do a lot of jobs into this job. So in May 19, 2010, Blanc left his role as a chairman of board of Juventus, so he left there. But I want to really get to know, when did he start working with Juventus? I really want to relate. So before becoming a chairman of board of Juventus in 2009, Blanc was brought in as a board member during the club's worst period in history, when they were in Serie B. So he mastered the art of really getting them from Serie B to obviously getting them back to Serie A. So he's a very reputable guy, and when Zinedine Zidane sees him, he really knows how teams like Juventus are really ran, or were really ran, and he knows that he was playing at Juventus before Real Madrid came in for him, obviously sign him, and he knows that Dave Brassford and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are really men who know how modern football clubs should be run. That's why Zinedine Zidane is even choosing United over Bayern Munich, because he knows to it that United is now set to take off. All the problems that were hindering Man United are going to be solved. When you look at the hierarchy of Man United, Dave Brassford, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and Joan Cloud at the top most of the club. Then you have to add there Omar Berrada as the CEO, very reputable, formerly working with Barcelona, worked with Man City. Any manager would want to work with a person of that caliber. Then you go to Dan Ashworth. He's a reputable person. He's proven. He would love to work with him because he's a very good director of football. Then Jason Willox at Man City, working with the academy. He has gone ahead to execute some of the signings of Man City to other clubs, and Man City have gone ahead to reap huge from those signings, and it shows you how huge this board is going to be. That's why I always tell you that I really want to see Erik ten Hag being given a chance working under a board like this, because no manager at Man United, even if it was Sir Alex Ferguson, ever went ahead to obviously work under a board that is very competent like this. I still believe that Sir Alex Ferguson in his prime, you get him a board of that caliber, because Man City had already gone ahead to obviously do everything of really repairing all the board and really going to the modern way of football to adopt the modern structure and hierarchy. And Man United hadn't when Sir Alex Ferguson was still there, meaning that Sir Alex Ferguson would have gone ahead to push a little bit further if at all he had a reputable board that would have gone ahead to obviously give him the best that he deserves as a manager. So for me, I think the main reason as to why Zinedine Zidane is now eyeing closely to join United is because of the people there, and we know Joan Cloud can easily talk to him and convince him to come, and Omar Berrada is reputable. These are people that can sit with Zinedine Zidane and really give him exactly what he wants. When he was at Real Madrid, he won 3 Champions League trophies. You remember that very well. 2017, no, it was 2016, 2017, 2018. 3, and he retired and left Madrid. Then they brought him like a year later when Madrid was not doing well. He came back, and I think, did he win them a league? If I'm not mistaken, and then he retired. So one of the reasons as to why you would obviously love to see Zinedine Zidane at Man United is that he will obviously sink that entire room, because he's a proven player. These players have gone ahead to see him play. His skill set was really right, meaning that he can command respect immediately. Secondly, even as a manager, winning 3 Champions League trophies in a row is something that can really relax that dressing room, and everyone will be willing to learn from him because he is a very good man manager. And I think that only can really see to it that he can easily instill quality in these players. But one question mark I have about him is that he's not a tested guy, because when you look at the team of Real Madrid, it had gone ahead to reach its prime. I can read it to you like I still remember it. Iker Casillas in goal, Carvajal right back, left back was Marcelo, Sergio Ramos, and is it Alaba? It was Sergio Ramos and who in the central defense? I think, and Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane in the central defense. You're having Casemiro, you're having Toni Kroos, you're having Modric, Luka Modric. All those players were at their prime, and with just the experience, they would win you a game. Now you add on Karim Benzema, Ronaldo, and Vinicius Junior. There was Angel Di Maria. You get? So when you look at that squad of Real Madrid, I tell you, it had reached its harvesting time. Fruition time had gone ahead to come, and that's why I tell you that maybe he needs to be tested, and maybe the right club might be Man United. You get? So, for me, he is not yet proven like any other manager, but stats really prove him. But he was working with quality players that really know exactly what the manager really does. So right now, you can go into what we call a question mode and really ask yourself, can he really handle the situation at Man United and really see to it that he gets the best out of these players, especially the likes of Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund, the Kambalas of this world? That is the hugest question that you will ever ask. But he's a manager that amongst all those available, he can easily come into the club of Man United and do the job. Now, let's have a look of what Zinedine Zidane talked about Man United way back in 2022 when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked and Ralf Rangnick was really the interim and United was looking in for other managers. When he was really linked to Man United, he came out and told Liquipi that when people say to me, do you want to go to Manchester? I understand English, but I don't fully master it. I know that there are coaches who go to clubs without speaking the language, but I work differently. Zinedine Zidane to Liquipi. So he was like giving a reason that I cannot join Man United because I don't speak perfect English and I really want to come there when I'm really working differently. That's what he really had to let us know about the side of him and him joining Man United. Now, looks like what would have gone ahead, obviously, hinder him from joining Man United would have been one thing, and that would have gone ahead to be what we call the language barrier. Now, from the language barrier, he has gone ahead, obviously, to say something. You know, we've gone ahead to really hear Petit that for the last few months, Zinedine Zidane has been taking English lessons. I don't know if he wants to come and manage in England, but this is an open door. So, if you relate to what I've just gone ahead to let you know, that means that there is a reason as to why Zinedine Zidane is learning English. Emmanuel Petit won the World Cup of 1998 with Zinedine Zidane with France. They won the Euros of 2000 when Emmanuel Petit was playing for France. You remember that very well. So, all I let you know is simple. Emmanuel Petit has broken the ice. He has spilled the beans that Zinedine Zidane is learning English. And if at all he's learning English, trust me, he's learning it because he wants a job in England. And it looks like there are several jobs in England. There is the Chelsea job. The man himself hasn't gone ahead to obviously get going in there for you. That is a Pochettino. Then there is the Liverpool job. There is the Manchester United job that is really hanging balance, and we don't know whether they're ready. And I think he might not want to come in right now, and he might want to come in maybe later in the middle of the season because he might be prepared by INEOS that please start learning English. We are going to give Erik ten Hag a go. If Erik ten Hag fails, you are gonna get in. You get? It might not only be Man United alone. It might be even Chelsea telling him that please, if Pochettino fails next season, we'll sack him and get you in. You know? Man City is also there. Pep Guardiola is having his contract ending very soon, and Man City are trying to lure him into a new lucrative contract. So he's having lots of jobs in the English Premier League. Liverpool is there. Arsenal is there. I've gone ahead to see some Arsenal fans saying that Arteta should be sacked and a new manager should be brought in. So he might have gone ahead to be told by his agent that we should really come in through and get back to work under this side. But what does Fabrizio Romano has to say about his links to Bayern Munich? Because Bayern Munich have gone ahead to discuss him as a very good candidate to obviously be in charge of Bayern Munich next season. And Fabrizio Romano has said it's true that Bayern discussed Zinedine Zidane internally as a candidate, but that was weeks ago. At the moment, there is no direct contact with Zinedine Zidane to discuss over a contract or project. It was just an internal discussion at the club. So even Bayern Munich is really discussing about him, but what shows you that it has gone ahead to shift from Bayern Munich to English Premier League is him learning English, because there is no reason as to why Zidane would have gone ahead to obviously start learning English when he's going to coach Germany, because in Germany, English is not the language there spoken. Would have gone ahead to be learning the German language. But I tell you, he's learning English, and this really raises huge hopes of him joining the club of Manchester United. And I tell you what, he's really having a very good go. And there's another manager that Manchester United is looking at if at all they make a decision, is Nagelsmann. And guess what? We've gone ahead to get in a story coming in through from Nagelsmann's agent that his future will be decided in the next 5, 6, 7 days. It will be utter nonsense to say that we are not talking to interested parties without wanting to say no, without wanting to say who they are. All I can say is that it's not only Bayern Munich. So they are talking to different teams. But for Nagelsmann and his agent, I've not gone ahead to see him so much in talks with, because Fabrizio Romano told us that Man United is not talking to any manager right now, but they are discussing options. And why is he talking about the 7 days? If it's Man United, let me relate it to Man United. We are playing an FA Cup final on Sunday. If the club of Man United doesn't manage to go through to the finals of the FA Cup, I think that's enough for Erik ten Hag to be sacked. And if at all he's to be sacked, they can easily come out and really talk to Nagelsmann, and we tell him, please, we can. And that will happen in the next 4, 5, 6, 7 days. The agent of Nagelsmann is talking about. Does it make sense to you? So go into the comment section. Tell me your thoughts about Zinedine Zidane to Manchester United boost. I welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about this story? I've gone ahead to do it alone because I went ahead to collect enough information about it, and I threw it over to you, and hope you guys are really having fun. And tell me what your thoughts are. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm returning with a live video in the next 2 hours to talk to you a little bit. Hope you guys are really going to enjoy it. Bye-bye.